Now we're going to move on to the second piece of software that I'm going to teach you how to use in this course. And it's one that I've used for over 3 years now, and to be honest with you, I absolutely love it. It's been created by somebody who uses keywords every day themselves. His name's Spencer Hawes. He's got a website called nichepursuits.com, and really his website is the journey that he's been on in creating his own websites to make money online and various other projects that he's done very, very successfully. Now, Longtail Pro is a piece of software he developed himself out of a need for finding better keywords. So you've instantly got somebody who understands exactly what keyword research is all about. And this is something that I absolutely love about this software. You can see that it's been created for people to use. It's very user friendly, it's got a lot of interesting information, and you can do a lot of fantastic things with it. Now, what we're going to do today is cover the basics. There are more in-depth options and things you can do, which I invite you to have a look at and try. I'm not going to cover everything today, but what I will do is ensure that by the end of this video, you are able to generate a list of keywords that can be used to create articles and give you a good chance of improving your rankings on Google or any of the other search engines. Now, if you haven't got the software, I urge you to go over to longtailpro.com. Okay, now this is where you can pick the software up from. It is a paid piece of software. It's not free. Now, the reason I've given you two options here, first of all, the Google Keyword Planner is completely free. So whatever your current budget, whatever your current level of being serious on making money online is, however experienced you are, you have two options. Now, I'm not saying that you need to spend money in order to do good keyword research, but what I will say is that to do excellent keyword research, you do need an excellent piece of software. And Longtail Pro has been made specifically for that reason. There's also an improved version, or shall I say a professional version, Longtail Platinum, which has even more features, and this is what I'm going to cover as well in this video, the differences between the two, and one feature in particular that I believe makes Longtail Platinum worth the extra investment. Once you've downloaded Longtail Platinum, we are going to load it up and see a screen like this. All right, this is what you'll see when you first join. Now, if you see anything that looks strange, like numbers down here, favorites and trash, this is just because I use this myself. Okay, I had a good cleanup of it recently, but there's still various campaigns that I've used myself. So to begin with, we're going to use the same list of seed keywords that we used on the Google Keyword Planner so that it's a fair test. One thing I will say though is that Longtail Pro and Longtail Platinum limits you to adding only 10 seed keywords at a time. This has actually been done to benefit us. It's not just a system limitation. The reason is that if you add too many seed keywords, the range of data that you'll get as in your results is too vast, it's too wide. So what's probably the best thing to do is to actually run several batches of keyword research and then compare all the results you get together if you need to. So we're going to concentrate on 10 keywords. I've just picked the first 10 keywords that we had from the previous list. We're going to go up here and create a new project. Okay, so we're going to call it baseball glove. And here you're going to see some options which are exactly the same as you would see in the Google Keyword Planner tool. First of all, you choose the country that you're targeting. So this is going to give you results from whichever country you've got here. If there's anything you're not sure about when you're using it, one of the other things I love about this piece of software is that you have highlights and question marks you can click on, which will give you a detailed explanation of exactly what that option is all about. So I'll tell you that here, like I said, it's for the country that you're targeting. The language is quite self-explanatory. The search network, again, is Google or Google and search partners. I always stick to just using Google. I prefer that. And then finally, you can choose adult ideas on or off. Now, this is a bit of a profanity filter, shall we say. If you are looking to target an adult industry and you want results that are suitable for people only over 18 years old, then you need to turn this on. Excuse the pun, but that's what you would do in order to get those kind of results. Okay, so we've got everything we need and we're going to hit create project. Now here you have the place where you're going to put your seed keywords. You also have the option, if you'd like, to add up to 10,000 keywords if you've already got a list. Now, one thing you can do is use Google AdWord Planner along with this tool. If you get a large amount of keywords that you would like to target, then you can enter these keywords one by one, and what will happen is it will actually just give you the data on the keywords you enter. So this isn't actually going to give you suggestions of keywords, it's only going to use the keywords you enter, but it will give you the complete set of data regarding those keywords. Okay, so today we don't need this because we're looking for keyword research, so we're looking for suggestions on keywords we could use in addition to the seed keywords we've already got. So I'm going to just make sure I've got these here. I believe I have. Okay, they're here. So I'm going to just go and separate these all by a comma and a space. If you bear with me one moment. Kids baseball glove. Catcher glove. Buy baseball glove. And baseball accessories. Okay, so we're going to add those. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 8 keywords there, so we can add 2 more. I'm just going to go to this bottom 2 here that I had as well and enter those. There you go, 10 keywords. Now here you have options available to you, and you can either do this now or you can do it later on to really get a smaller list of results. The suggested bid, again, is not something we pay too much attention to at this stage. We're not using it to actually bid on keywords, unless of course you are going to be creating paid traffic adverts, in which case this is very useful because you can use your own budget of what you'd like to pay per click. Again, it's got an explanation here, and it will tell you exactly what it's about. Here, the local search volume. Now, if you remember, we selected the United States as the area that we'll get the data from. So that is the local search volume. And here you can set limits either side. Now, I'm going to do this straight away so that we've got a fair playing field across both tools that we've used, and go from 1 for 100 up to 2,000. Now, it won't give us any details beyond that, but one thing you can do is use this to expand or reduce later on as well. So you could leave this blank and then later on you could expand it as well. So it doesn't matter too much. Advertiser competition I'm not going to touch. I'm going to leave everything in there. And one other feature I do like about this is you can enter the minimum number of words that you will have in the results. Now, if you're looking for long tail keywords, what you could do is put a minimum of maybe 3 words. So you'll only get results of keywords that have at least 3 words in the result. Now, you also have some other options here which can be useful depending on whether or not you're targeting a global audience or not. So this first one here, global search volume, it actually gives you results based on the whole world. It doesn't just look at the one country, in our case United States, that we have entered as the local search. It will give you both columns, and you can compare data to see if perhaps the country that you're targeting is perhaps maybe the biggest country in terms of overall global results, or maybe there's another country that dominates the market for these keywords. It can be useful, like I said, but if you're just targeting the US, it's not really so helpful. Here you have domain availability. Now, domain availability is useful out of a curiosity standpoint, but it's not as powerful as it used to be. I'll just tell you briefly why that is, because back when I started niche websites and creating websites that I wanted to rank highly in the Google search engine, the domain name played quite an important part, because if you were targeting one main keyword for your blog, which many people were, and you were able to get the domain as exactly the same as that keyword that you were targeting, Google would give you a boost in rankings and see it as a more authoritative domain. So this was definitely worth doing back in the day. Nowadays, Google has actually removed the bonus that it gives you for having an exact match domain, is the correct name. It's an EMD. Now, while it isn't actually going to work against you if your main keyword and your domain match, Google and most successful internet marketers will now tell you that it actually is better to focus on a domain name that's brandable and one that doesn't have to be a keyword. So, for example, with our business, the Baseball Glove goal of selling baseball gloves and the website we're setting up here in this case study, I could, for example, choose one of my favorite keywords that I'm going to target, which you can see here. So perhaps I would select, I'm not sure. Let's get rid of this for a second. Clear this filter. Maybe I would choose best youth baseball glove. Now, if I was to choose and buy the domain bestyouthbaseballglove.com, okay, it's an exact match domain, but it's a bit of a clunky and ugly domain to have. So maybe if you were to pick something more creative, more memorable, something that's brandable as your domain name, you'll actually attract more customers. And not only that, but clients and visitors who do come to your website or blog are going to remember you much easier, and it's easier for them to tell you their friends where they got their baseball glove from if it's got a name that's catchy and something that attracts interest. Okay, so it's not really so important these days to actually have the domain the same as a keyword, but depending on what you choose, you may be interested in doing it. The Google title competition is something here which I have not used myself. Now, what it does is it gives you the number of websites that are using the keyword in their title of their page using Google's data. So this is the all-in title search on Google. So basically what this means is it will tell you if the title of a page is using this keyword. Now, how competitive that is, it can be useful, but at this stage we're not going to use it. The Bing title competition is exactly the same as the Google version, but obviously data is taken from the Bing search engine. Now, once you've got everything that you want here in these settings, just to recap, we've entered up to 10 seed keywords. Here, the suggested bid and the local search volume, we can enter whatever we want. I've left suggested bid and put between 100 and 2,000 as the local search volume. Advertiser competition I've left as low, medium and high, so not to restrict ourselves. A number of words I've left blank for now, but we can change later on. We're going to hit generate keywords and it's going to work its magic and find our keywords now. I'm going to actually pause this until it's created the list of keywords, and I'll see you in a moment.